Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Well, it is the evening of Monday, September 7th, which means it was the first day of Julian Assange's trial. And guess what? The United States just throws in a bunch of random charges out of nowhere, and Julian's defense team is like, what? We need time to prepare this. And of course, the judge is like, nah, you don't get any extra time. You guys got to be ready in 3 or 4 weeks. So we're already starting this new round of trials with more just ridiculous tactics by the United States and the British government. So the British government is clearly the US's little bitch. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. The big American empire is telling you to get on your knees and suck it. And you're going to do that, aren't you, England? Aren't you, UK? Yep. You had a real progressive Jeremy Corbyn and you got him out of there. You used the most ridiculous tactics to get him out of there. And now you are helping to squash journalism. So this is from Tareq Haddad, who we've had on the show before. I believe it's Tareq, sorry, who we've had on the show, and he's there. He was covering the case. We're going to have him on the show later in the week. He can give us sort of a summary of what he saw. He's actually in the court as much as they let him. I'm sure he's like behind some gate or something, but he's closer than most people. And so this is what he wrote today based on the first day of the trial, and I wanted to bring it up. Stark irregularities and how justice is applied as Assange case moves to Old Bailey. So he posted this today. Glaring irregularities in the application of justice were on display yet again as Julian Assange's extradition proceedings moved to London's Central Criminal Court on Monday, which I believe is what Old Bailey is. Lawyers for the WikiLeaks publisher argued that the U.S. Department of Justice filing of an updated and superseding indictment on July 29th, which came 2 days after the lawyer's deadline to submit skeleton arguments. Jesus, it's such a sham trial. It's such a sham trial. They're trying to say, oh, he made it unsafe for the soldiers. There's no evidence that anything he released. Oh, he told Chelsea Manning it's treason. No. She gave him the documents. She's a hero. Calling him the claims they've made against Julian, he's a publisher. So if he's in prison, they should have jailed Ben Bradley for the Pentagon Papers. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. But because dumb liberals, when it was Nixon, everyone was like, oh, good, we all hate Nixon. But those papers came out and said LBJ, JFK, Eisenhower, Truman, they all knew that Vietnam was a boondoggle, and they just knew they were losing and kept throwing money at it. They all knew. And Nixon just inherited it. We found this out with the Afghanistan papers like a year ago. We don't even talk about that anymore. What Julian Assange did was just show the collateral damage video. He showed U.S. Military people killing a journalist and children. So what did they do? And then when the Podesta emails came out, oh, he's working with the Russians. He's undermining our security. And liberals just like that love repeating State Department intelligence community talking points. They just love it. So this is bullshit. And Tareq Haddad is pointing this out. Constituted an unfair abuse of process that had not given them their client sufficient time to prepare. They formally asked for the new matters to be withheld. Mark Summers, representing Assange, told the court that introducing a new indictment at the 11th hour was both extraordinary and abnormal, but District Judge Vanessa Baraitser ruled in favor of the prosecution. Okay, so we know that Vanessa is bought and paid for by the intelligence community. She is not serving justice. She is not serving democracy. She's serving the American empire. So the American empire gets to bomb and kill journalists and children and do all these things, and it's never held accountable. And when a journalist publishes leaked documents from a transgender whistleblower, where are you? identity politics, LGBTQ crowd. Where are you? She was in jail for 7 years. Obama put her there. Oh, there it is. Obama did something awful, so you turn a blind eye. I keep forgetting. When Obama does awful shit, when he drops more bombs than Bush, when 85,000 kids are dead in Yemen as a direct result of what Obama and Biden did, that's when you go back to sleep. Okay, got it. Got it. But his drones had rainbow flags on them. Following the ruling, Summers made a further application to delay the hearings until January 22nd, telling the court it would be an impossible task for the defense to deal with these fresh allegations in any meaningful way without the delay. But Baraitser, again, sided with prosecution lawyers, insisting the proceedings go ahead as scheduled. So that's, you see their tactic. Saying, oh, we don't have enough time. They're like, exactly. The judge and the prosecutors went, exactly. That's our point. You don't have enough time to prepare. Therefore, we can extradite Julian Assange. They really want to extradite him. They really want to extradite him. I would think they're just going to try to kill him in prison. But I think they're like, oh, if he dies in prison, he becomes a martyr. If we extradite him and put on some sham trial, and since half of America's asleep about this issue, more than half, and Hillary supporters will go, yay, we got him. He was from Russia. They're so dumb. They drink that stupid Kool-Aid because they're dumb. They're college-educated neoliberals who refuse to look at facts. They have abandoned their critical thinking skills. Ugh. Edward Fitzgerald, also representing Assange, told the court how access to their client was limited to whenever the publisher could access the payphone at the Belmarsh Prison, with lawyers scrambling around a mobile phone to try and hear the conversation. Baraitser's ruling stood in firm contrast to her handling of the new U.S. indictment, a new 49-page document that radically alters the time frames of the alleged wrongdoing. So now they're just changing history. Oh, great. That had introduced previously unmentioned conduct that Assange is alleged to have perpetrated. The indictment was accepted without challenge or condemnation. And Assange himself was discharged and rearrested earlier in the morning's proceedings so that the new U.S. extradition request could immediately take effect. Oh, I love kangaroo trials. That followed previous accusations of impropriety and partiality after Baraitser was seen to be reading off a pre-prepared statement on the ruling that also went against Assange. Scam judge, bought and paid for, scam judge. Although lawyers had only just finished deliberating the point in question, it also followed Baraitser's refusal to address a number of other abuse of process violations, such as the ongoing spying on Assange's meetings with his legal team while in the Ecuadorian embassy in London. That's against the law. A fact in itself that would be sufficient to throw any other legal proceedings, throw them out. Right there, it just nullifies it. Oh, you can't do that. Nonetheless, the hearings continue. Assange will be presented at the Old Bailey again on Tuesday, remaining as silent observer in the glass dock of the courtroom 10. Shave your knuckles for justice. We'll follow this all week.